If you like camping out in the heat in the summer, like we have out here in the desert, or if you want a backup way to cool yourself off in an emergency or power outage, this might be something you want to look at. This is the Arctic Air Evaporative Air Cooler. Alright, for camping, this might be considered glamping. But if you live in an area like I do where the heat can get very intense and be possibly deadly, something like this could really save your hide in a bad situation. It is basically an evaporative air cooler, swamp cooler, whatever you want to call it. The neat part about this is yes, it does run on wall power, but it also runs on USB. These are available at Walmart in any one of those as seen on TV sections of any store. The prices range anywhere I've seen from $30 to $40. If you look on Amazon, okay, and you look at the size of these things, if you look up personal air conditioners, you'll see tons that look just like this. They usually sell for in the $120 to $150 range. And why? I don't know. They're not that expensive. It's not, it's not like a bunch of complicated electronics in there. It's basically a fan, a cooling pad, and you blow air through it and you get cool. So I'm going to show you this one because I picked this up for out here, actually in my shop area out here in the summer, because this is my shop / studio. It gets really hot out here in the summer. Can't really leave the door open because the cats will get out here, and I'm afraid they're going to get near the solar stuff or get stuck under the car, or they like to hide in places where they're not supposed to. So I can't really leave the door open. And as much as I'd love to put a central air, vent in here, I know it would cost me tons of money in air conditioning. So something like this really comes in handy for this kind of a situation. Let me give you a quick look around it here. You'll notice there's water in there. I already filled it. Your fan is back here. This is your plug, plenty long enough to get wherever you got to go. This is the plug that plugs into the wall, and there's your USB plug. So this works pretty much on any kind of power system you have. You got a backup power source, it'll work with it. You got a solar panel out in the sun, it'll either work with it or charge up your backup power source so that you can use this. So that's kind of a really nice feature. I didn't want something that just plugged into the wall, and most of the ones that I was telling you about on Amazon that are kind of expensive, those are the ones that just plug right into your wall, and they don't give you the option of USB power. So let's turn this thing around. I'll show you. You lift up this door here, you fill it with water, and there is no real fill line, but I really wouldn't go past about here. There's kind of a white dot there. I don't know what that purpose is, but I wouldn't go past that line just because you spill it. Also too, when this is full, do not tip it backwards because it's going to spill out. What happens is this water here goes into a pan on the bottom, and I'll show you how to. It gets this thing here, which is your filter. It gets that wet. And yes, a good trick for these is to, if you have some small crushed ice and some water, put it in over here, especially the crushed ice. You'll have freezing cold air coming out of here. Anyway, and that's how you replace the filter. You'll pick it up and lift it out. Filters run about $11. You can order them online. They do not sell them in the stores. So let's plug this guy in, see how he works. That's your power button up here. It's kind of made to look like there's a more expensive one. Let me pick that up so you can actually see it. There's a more expensive one on Amazon again, and it kind of has a rotary dial so you can dial the temperature up or down. Let's put that back. There's your power. Now this is on high. It's a little noisy, but not too bad. And it's definitely cooler than a fan. Basically, this is a big muffin fan in the back. If you've ever used those cooling fans for radios or gear like that or electronics, you know what it looks like. But that puts out a decent amount of cold. Now it's starting to get cold because the water's starting to pump in. It has 3 levels. You got medium and low. And another kind of silly feature, but I think it's kind of cool, is the lights on the side. You can change the color to whatever light you like. Now, when this runs out of water, this light actually becomes important. It will blink a kind of a I don't know, it's kind of an ugly orange. And it'll blink on that side and let you know your water's running low. Also, too, when your filter needs to be replaced, because it gets really, really clogged, that will blink and let you know as well. You can reset it. You just hold this button, the light button, and the power button on. But the filters are $11. They're really cheap, and they last a good long time, as long as you're not in a really super dirty environment. Now, I've been using this out here now for, I mean, it's still cold here, you know. We're still in the, 30s, 40s, 20s in the morning. And I've been using this out here for a couple of days. And I can't believe how cold the air is coming out of that thing. I mean, it's definitely much colder than your surrounding air. So I think this is going to work good for summertime. It's quiet enough where I can get it off camera. And if I'm doing videos out here, because let me tell you something, doing videos out here in the heat is not fun. I can put this off camera. I have a whole, we're going to get into that in a very close upcoming video. I have a whole shelf section I've set up there for my radio and stuff, and for some other gear that I have up there. And this can sit up there and run quietly. Pretty much it can sit anywhere because I can charge it with a power pack or any kind of USB device. And it can run quietly kind of off the camera where you wouldn't hear it. And it can keep me cool because, like I said, it gets hot out here. And it's not fun. I do most of my videos, once it gets hot, I do most of my videos very early in the morning. As I'm shooting this, it's probably about 8:30 in the morning. But, I normally do them very, very early when it's summer. So anyway, that's the Arctic Air. You can pick these up at any of the As Seen on TV places. It is way cheaper than the personal air conditioners they sell on Amazon. It's got all the instructions on how to pretty much take care of it, but it's a really simple device. Definitely something that you might want to think about getting in your home. It's not going to cool down an entire room, of course, but if you're somebody that doesn't like heat, and you run into a situation where you live in an area like this where it gets 115 outside, you might want to be able to have something like this that can cool you down. Definitely handy for car camping, say. You get stuck, out camping wherever you're going, and it's very, very hot. You can stick this in a tent, not worry about it, and it will perform really, really nice. And it is kind of a luxury item, It's not something I tell you to go out and buy right away. Get your food and water and stuff squared away first. But it is kind of a neat item, and it definitely does its job. So anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.